Okay, here we go, taking a shot at a Sunday afternoon motovlog, channeling my inner half throttle. I have no true story Sunday for you, but just going for a little cruise. I am in Niagara-on-the-Lake, where I live. It's just next to Niagara Falls, for those of you that don't know where it is, if anybody ever watches this video. And there is Toronto across the way. You can see it quite clearly right now. And this is Lake Ontario. I am driving my 2014 BMW R1200GS, possibly the greatest motorcycle on the planet, for those of you that aren't aware of that. I've had it about just less than a year. It's got about 8,800 kilometers on it. In a few weeks I'm going for my 10K service, so I better get my ass in gear. I was riding on Sunday, and I noticed I have tire pressure monitors. I noticed that my rear tire pressure was dropping. It was 44 when I left my house, and by the time I got home a few hours later it was 34. And I found a drywall screw in my tire, so that was nice. I don't know where I picked it up. Went down a gravel road, probably there. So, Niagara-on-the-Lake golf course. Anyways, I plugged the tire this morning. I'm trying to see how it holds air, because I need this to hold up for another 1,000 kilometers until I get to my service at Bud's BMW. A dealership made famous for separating people from their wallets. I'm sure most BMW dealerships succeed in doing the same thing. It's a little chilly. I don't know if you can see that, but it is 9 Celsius. It's okay. I got my trusty Climb Badlands Pro jacket on, keeping me warm. This is downtown Niagara. Like Old Town Niagara-on-the-Lake. They have all these rules where you can't have neon signs, and you can't have signs with lights in them, and all kinds of crazy stuff like that. I mean, it's a nice place. It's a little busy in the summer. Like, too busy. You can't even walk down here. A long drive. And there's the Shaw Festival. And a bunch of little expensive shops that do their best to impersonate BMW dealerships with the tourists. In a minute we will be riding up the Niagara River. This will be the lower part of the river, obviously, heading towards Niagara Falls, where the giant waterfall is that people travel bajillion miles to see. That's Prince of Wales on the right. Simcoe Park on the left. Yeah, so I got my bike about a year ago. I traded in a Versys 1000, which was a very nice bike, but not in the same stratosphere as the one I'm on right now. It's also half the price of this bike. I'm one of those people that reads magazines and watches reviews and then does stupid things. I'm sure there's lots of us out there. This is the start of the Niagara Parkway. It goes about 70 or 80 or 90 kilometers all the way to Fort Erie. There is Fort George, historic fort. Nice scenic drive. It's only a 60 kilometer speed limit, but it's a nice ride. I've done some other like test videos, I guess, if you want to call them that. I'm gonna drop my windshield here, just so if anybody's looking ahead. You know what? It's probably too noisy. Who knows? I did some other test videos with my Sena. That's what I'm using to record this. Sena 10C. I used it with my buddy Colin the other day. We went for a ride to like Hamilton and here and there. the day I got the flat, and man, is this thing ever awesome as a communicator. Like, we both agreed. I mean, I've never had another communicator, so I have nothing to compare it to, but the whole time it was crystal clear. It instantly connected every time we got off the bikes and got back on. He has a 20S, which is the same one I bought for my wife. Put on her helmet. We've used it, just the two of us riding a couple times. Works flawlessly. But he'd never ridden either, my friend, with like bike-to-bike communications, and it was absolutely perfect. So clear. The sound audio quality was amazing. He dropped back to about a kilometer behind me, and it was like he was right beside me. It was unbelievable. So for those of you looking for a communicator, I highly recommend the Sena products. Most everybody else does as well. But the 10, watch out, squirrely. The 10C that I have is phenomenal. You can listen to the radio, listen to music. I'm recording videos. It also takes pictures. It does video tagging, which is pretty cool if you're into that sort of thing. If you have the video tagging turned on, if you hit the button, it records, I want to say 1 or 2 minutes of what just happened, plus the next 1 or 2 minutes. So it would obviously come in handy if you're in the type of place where there's a lot of accidents and litigation and things like that. If you get in a fender bender or something, if you can have the presence of mind to click the button on the video tagging, that last minute or two of what just happened to you will be recorded. Having said that, if somebody turns left in front of you and you get creamed, not like most people are going to reach up and go, oh gee, I better hit the button because I need to record that, you know, on a bike. If you get in an accident, you might not have that luxury. Anyhow, I'm gonna cut out of this horrifically boring whatever it is that I'm doing, Motovlog. The Niagara River is what I'm riding on here to my left. Starts at the base of the Lake Erie at Fort Erie. Goes all the way through to Chippewa, then to Niagara Falls, of course, the famous waterfall, and then comes through Queenston, which is where we're approaching, and then to Niagara-on-the-Lake, where it empties into the Lake Ontario. There's another brave soul. Hey, buddy. That was a monster. I used to have a monster. Hey, there's how I can fill a minute or two. I traded the Versus for this. Bought it brand new, 2014. Got a great deal. Had it for 6 months and 4,000 kilometers, and then decided to buy this thing. Probably one of the best decisions I ever made, because this is an awesome motorcycle. I traded a 2010 Monster 1100 for the Versus, which was a fantastic motorcycle, except for it didn't do anything particularly well, except for act cool. Sounded great, turned me exhaust. I procured the Monster by trading in a, I want to say 2001 Buell X1 Lightning, which, if it ever ran properly, was a pretty cool bike, but I had nothing but problems with it. It was ridiculously loud because somebody farkled with the exhaust. But when it was running properly, it was a very cool bike. Neat. It was just a conversation piece. And I think I traded a quad for that bike. That's when I got back into motorcycling, was with that Buell a couple of years ago. So I've had like 4 bikes in the last 2.5 years. I was out of it for a while. Last one I had was a Harley Sportster that I had all done up with a 1200 kit and blah blah blah. It was pretty cool. It was just a Boulevard Cruiser, chrome and everything. I had it for about 6-7 years. It was fun. It's just, I don't know, it didn't do it for me anymore, the whole Harley thing. I've always rode dirt bikes, so I was always intrigued by the adventure bike market, because I've been riding dirt bikes since I was like 12, and different things like that, dirt bikes, snowmobiles, quads, etc. It's a good view of the river right there. We're just about in Queenston. I think it's been long enough. It's been about 10 or 15 minutes, I guess. So anyways, if anybody ever does watch this, thank you. If you want to tell me how ridiculously boring I am, leave a comment. Probably good for a laugh. And yeah, if I think of anything interesting to vlog about, perhaps I will film another, one of these things. Alright? See you.